Well, hello. Welcome back. Welcome back. It is June 20th. This is episode 45, and it is the 1-year anniversary, almost, kind of, sort of, 6 days ago, of the Ration Museum project live stream. So, 45 episodes out of 52 weeks. So, I made it. I made it 7/8 of the time, something like that. I think that's pretty good. We got a lot of progress in the last year on the museum project. We got a new property in late August, I want to say. We got everything moved over. We've cataloged about 40% of the collection. We've added a lot of new stuff to the collection as well. We've made a ton of friends in you guys. It's been a really, really, really good year. I'm really happy to see everybody here. I mean, we've got a pile of folks in already. So let's just get some howdies, out, and then we'll dig into a couple weeks worth of mail call. And I'm going to build some shelves. I was going to do some cataloging. I've been all over the place. Yossi, I see you in the chat. I don't know if you see behind me, but I was working on this. It's so cool. You can, let me see. I'm going to put this up there. So when I get this working, and I'm almost there, this is gonna take over, and it's pretty darn neat. See Samsung. It's smart. Like it knows what's going on. Come on back. It follows motion and all that. So that'll be pretty cool. We'll be able to do more walk around, work on stuff, and it'll follow us around. So it is meant to be a security cam through an app, but it has a protocol where you can talk to it directly, and that's what I was messing around with. Just ran out of time before the stream, so I found a bunch of articles on it. I've been digging through it. It's going to work. It looks really good, quality-wise, in the app at least. So we'll see. We'll see how this works. Funny enough, when I was trying to find this one to connect to it before the stream over the network, I accidentally accessed someone else's office security cam in here that's not me. So don't know how that would work unless theirs has no user password control. I don't know. Anyway, that was funny. I was like, oh, hey, it's working. No, it is not. This is not me. But either way, let's get some howdies. And Marilyn, I see, was here but had to leave. Marilyn, if you watch the replay, hello. Thanks for dropping in to say hi to everybody. Sorry you couldn't catch it. We might see you again later, but always glad to see you here and on Smokey's stream. Yossi, been talking to you for a few minutes, so howdy. Corey, we've got My Nose is Long, interesting name. We've got Fordman. We've got Angry Blacksmith. We've got Kaylin and Quint and Rachel Sunshine. We got Aletha. Hey, good to see you. We got pretty much the gang's all here. So I haven't gotten a chance to actually look at anything you guys have been saying. Let's see. I don't have everything set up. It's kind of an informal stream this week. Celebrating the 1 year. Maybe we'll have a pound cake or something to really celebrate. Been working yourself to death, Aletha. That's not great. Gail starts her new job tomorrow. That should be fun, I hope. She was saying she had to get a freezer suit, so that's some indication. Hey, James, welcome to the stream. All right, so guys. So it's been 2 weeks since I did the show, and last week I forgot an item towards the end of the mail call. I realized it's not in this stack either. So we got a bunch of mail call. Just to give you an idea, we got Mount Mail Call over here, and there's one more package that we're not seeing right now. So let's dive in. Got a little one first. This is just to round out an overall collection I have This was an easy pickup. They're all over the place. I just was digging through and I didn't see any. And even if I do find them later, you know, it's not a big deal to have some extras. So, Ismaciones, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Good to have you back. Oh, Gail, we were just talking about you. Just saying, you were saying you were starting your new job tomorrow, so that's exciting. All right, so box number 1 is compressed fuel. We've got some trioxane. Nothing, oh, let's see. It's going to be strange to have this looking into the same space. Oh, God, guys, just cover your eyes. All right. Here we go. So, let's see. All right, so this is just, these are just the more modern version. I thought I ordered 3, but maybe there's 2 or more in, or no, it's 3 per box. That's probably what I was thinking. So these are just the modern ration heating bricks that you can get. So as opposed to like the tablets in a tube, or the tablets wrapped in paper, or the canned wood alcohol stove, or the sterno cans, or the wax and sawdust bricks. You know, there's a whole bunch of different types, but we're still producing trioxane at this point. And you know, this packaging. This packaging's pretty decent. It doesn't smell like rotten fish or anything, you know. So these are going to get added to the heating collection. Oh, all right. Now we've got a big fun box, and I got 2 varieties of this. One has been in transit for a very long time, though I only just recently started seeing movement, so I think they just labeled it a while ago. So the other one is in my lap. Oh, I'm very awake today. I realize now I haven't had any coffee yet, so I'm going to have to probably do that at some point. Ah, this is just nice of this guy. So he had calculated shipping on this case, and I guess he didn't agree with, or I mean, he didn't set it up right or something. So when I bought it, it was $50-something shipped, and this thing is very, very heavy. And I wasn't thinking too much of it, but he said, "Oh no, it's not going to be that much to ship," and he put $20 refund in the box. So that's there we go. So that's a plus. Good eBay. Good eBay. I've had some ups and downs lately. Look at that, crisp. You know, I just had this micro moment of fear where I folded this open and I'm like, oh shoot, somebody's going to copy my serial number, you know, or scan my coupon. You're still following? Oh, you're fantastic, little camera. We're coming back to you in a bit. Turning off. Okay. So. It seems like a lot of the bigger 24-hour civilian stuff comes with like full-on as-bit folding stoves these days. I think they should be like an optional extra, or they should just come with the fuel. I don't know, because like I feel bad. I have dozens and dozens of these like little folding stoves from over the years. Okay, so what this is a great big, potentially 1950s or 60s, 72-hour, 6-person survival kit. So, we are going to take a look at this as soon as I get another light in here. All right, and I was trying to find that other mail call item, but I did not spot it, so it must be in the other room. The reason that we're building the shelves is we currently have some stuff in temporary storage down the hall because there was a little bit of a worry that there would be some water at ground level in the museum space, but there was not. It never got to that point. But, you know, better safe than sorry for sure. Okay, so 20% off Mountain House at Cabela's. That's, you know, that could be a good deal. Thanks for the heads up. My nose is long. I'm just going to call you Nose. Let's see. Talk about heat gels and stuff. All right, so this thing is, you know, square, well, rectangular, but the top and bottom profile are square. We got a big, heavy lip here, and inside we will find this whole Permapack kit, hopefully in gorgeous, ridiculous 50s style. First, I just need to figure out how I'm going to pop this lid. My keys right here, so I think one of these will do. One from the back. Maybe. Maybe not. I'm going to go grab a screwdriver. Okay, fun little moment there. Ran out there, leg slipped out to the side, but caught it. Didn't twist anything for once. All right. Ooh, this thing I think has stayed sealed this entire time. So how exciting is that? And for those of you thinking, oh God, that's some horrible noise, just wait for the shelf building segment. We've got quite a bit of this kind of noise tonight, I think. Ooh. All right, so this is kind of tricky. Hey, Jesse, welcome. Good to see you here. Oh, I think I got a little purchase here. Here we go. It's like opening a can of paint, except, you know, it's food. Oh, no, definitely not the, well, I don't know. I was going to say definitely not the first time it was opened, but this might have been intentional. We'll see. There is an interesting smell. Cocoa powder. There's a cocoa powder smell coming out of here. So, looking at some advertising. 12 gauge, $2.59 for what? For how many? Definitely some chocolate powder here. Let's see, we got foam, like yard decorations, for 40 cents. Star-Kissed tuna, 1 case of cans, 6 for 99 cents. No, I doubt this newspaper is crumpled up as it is on anybody's list. Thankfully, you know, if anybody's watching and they are interested in old newspapers, you know, there's a lot of folks on eBay that deal in them. You can get them from just about any city, any day, for under 20 bucks. All right, so let's see what's in here. Well, let's see what city, you know, this paper's from. The Salt Lake Tribune, Friday, November 3rd, 1961. No, that was 1963. Kennedy died, right? I think. Okay, so it might not be chocolate, considering it smells like what's in my hand, and what's in my hand says scrambled eggs. So I might be getting kind of covered with scrambled eggs. Staying alive! Your Permapack guide to not dying. Hey, look, like using a cipher or something. Air emergency codes. Got it. No, that's what that is. Well, that's neat. A little booklet to go with everything. Instant pudding, 4 generous servings. I just love the little squirrel on everything. Or chipmunk. Chipmunk. Instant syrup mix. And all of them say this little tagline, it's all in the bag. Granules of some kind of syrup. Sugar, carboxyl methyl cellulose, imitation maple flavor. Carboxyl methyl cellulose. It's like wood alcohol or something? Ooh. Rough looking here. Rough looking. And these dead bugs? No, that's chicken. Chicken and rice. Chicken and rice dinner. I'm like putting them just gently to the side like it's going to work for any length of time as I realize I'm a few steps into this massive, massive heap of stuff. I really hope there's chocolate down there and that this isn't some god-awful like layer and layer and layer of eggs. Okay, so we got diced carrots. Oh, wait. Can't forget. Wait, no, I'm plugged in. I got battery power. I mean, I got plug power. Got it. 12 gauge cartridges are a little hard to come by right now, I take it. Everything seems to be. Oof. Pancake or biscuit mix. This one's starting to get a little more grody the further down in terms of stuff sticking, but we'll see. We got probably more pancake. Yeah, more pancake or biscuit mix. See this? I mean, I swear it does kind of smell like chocolate. Yeah, okay, there's tons of hot cocoa mixes and they're in paper, so now I feel less terrified of what I'm putting my hands on. All right, look at this carnation cocoa. So we're looking for dates on any of this stuff. I mean, the date on the paper was 1961, but that could be somebody popped it open and put it back. I mean, you'd think that would at least mean what's in here was made prior to 1961, but I don't think, you know, we could guarantee that. Man, getting a lot of this cocoa dust all over. I should have like a little vacuum here or something. So, got 4 nice packets of the instant cocoa there. I mean, I guess I could brush everything into the canister as it goes, and then there'll just be a bunch at the bottom. So we got peaches, dried peaches. I mean, all this stuff, some of this stuff looks like it could be eaten. I mean, I just popped this seal. Is this foil? Oh, nice. The whole inside has a good layer of like heavy razor sharp foil. I guess for making like a pan out of. I just got to make sure, oop, I don't want to harm the label. So, I'm going to resituate a little bit. Ooh, there's a neat box in here coming up. Alright, gotta shove all this stuff. Pancake batter bags aren't in the best shape, but the batter itself seems, I mean, the mix itself seems pretty nice. Everything seems pretty okay. Like, the seal seems like they all held. It's just this cocoa got wherever it wanted to get. I'm going to get cocoa dust all over everything. These diced carrots, you know, they're blackened, they're dry. The chicken and rice isn't looking ridiculously tasty. The instant pudding doesn't look bad at all. I don't know. So far, this is pretty cool. Let's see. Maybe we layer it out here as we go. Let's see. So, got some applesauce mix. Add to 3½ cups of hot water, bring to a boil, simmer in kettle for about 10 minutes. Serve hot or chilled. So, I mean, what's really interesting about this pack is the types of meals versus like the kind of stuff you get in the preparedness kits today. A lot of these ingredients, you know, these are sounding pretty, you know, pretty well thought out. Like this is like peaches and syrup, you know, dehydrated down to a pack. It's still got some give to it. You know, it's blackened for sure, but you know, it really does not look terrible. A lot of this stuff seems in that maybe range. We got a Fruit Galaxy, not to be confused with Jackson Galaxy, the cat person, who said that those pheromone things, not the pheromone things for cats would work. Cats are still attempting to murder each other daily. Ooh, man, oh man, a lot of, oh god, it's just pouring out of here. The dust. I guess that'll worsen as we go. All right, so we got another applesauce mix. Ooh. We got some chicken soup. I mean, isn't it interesting though that they're like, it's these clear bags for just about everything. Chicken soup as like granular, you know, content in a clear bag. It's all very, it's pulled some moisture in. You know, this plastic's not at all long-term storage perfect. You know, I'm sure it was a pretty decent barrier, but it's thin. The seals on the edges are just barely there. Permapack Foods from Salt Lake City, Utah. So the company is Salt Lake City, the paper is Salt Lake City. I think we're the first people to open this thing. There was no sign of prying around the edge. So this is the Camp Stew, protein fortified. Vegetable stew, beef base. Alright, lots and lots of this dust. My hands are slowly turning kind of a brownish, bronzish. Oh yeah. This, could you imagine? Yeah, exactly, Fordman. This is 6 people for 3 days, so this is a pretty heavy duty one. Calorie wise, 36,000 calorie, roughly, probably. I mean, at the time it says it's down to 17 cents a meal, so that's 18 meals a day between your group, 72 meals. Wait, no, that's not right at all. 54 meals. Yeah, 54 meals. So I guess this cost $20, something like that. Maybe not even. Instant pea soup. This looks like it would probably reconstitute. There's nothing dark or awful about this. It's probably got like sand in it or something. Dehydrated pea powder, salt, smoked yeast, monosodium glutamate, onion powder, and extracts of celery seed and black pepper. This actually sounds like it'd be pretty darn good. Can't even get ramen for 17 cents a pack. You could when I was in college. That was about what it was going for. But that was 20 years ago, so. Instant beef soup, about the same fate as the instant chicken soup. We've got just like a piece of fruit leather. We're getting down to some neat stuff. Oh, and it might be changing my mind again about what I'm getting dusted with, but we'll see. Multi-purpose food. Do you food? Do you require food? Multi-purpose food by Pantry Pack. Try it now. Try it now. No, it's toasted soy grits, calcium carbonate. So, like, you know, you got your grits and chalk. And you got like potassium iodide in there. I mean, hey, this is your don't get sick gruel. This has a bunch of vitamins and, you know, some anti-radiation meds. Oh, I love the past. Protein fortified oat cereal. So all these things that are multi-serving, I've been noticing, have 4 servings per bag. So I guess that's the idea, that even though it's a set for 6 people, not everybody's always going to eat exactly the same stuff. Kids might eat a little less, or, you know, whatever it happens to be. Ooh, just powdery, powdery, powdery. Put this back here, so staying alive. So we've got instant mashed potatoes. They are a little yellowy browny. Just look at this heap of food just building up. Ooh, quite a bit down here. All right, we're through all those types of packs. So now we're getting into smaller individual packets of things. Weiler's imitation flavored strawberry drink mix. Oh my God. By Cold Cup. That's wonderful. Makes a pitcher of Kool-Aid. instant gravy, beef flavored. So not beef gravy, beef flavored gravy. Made with 9 vegetables. Is one of their taglines? I didn't just read it super fast. Complete with sugar. These are great. These packets of drink mix are great. There's a whole bunch. I mean, well, there's a handful more at least. Yeah, it's a good couple days with your family if this is your setup. I mean, honestly, should have been able to take one of these on a picnic weekend getaway. I don't know. I mean, this would be a nice little food supply for a trip. All right, we're still pulling out crumbly hot cocoa packs. I'm putting them just out of view right there, right there. So you can ignore them. Oh, here we go. Here is the completely busted, completely empty hot cocoa pack. And there we go. So it's been smashed through at some point, and through the rocking and jostling of the case over the years, you know, it's been released throughout. So I didn't stop and say we got the lemonade mix to go with the raspberry and the strawberry. Now, we've got some instant orange drink mix. This one's a little crushed. Look at these things. These packages are great. This is 1959. There we go. There's some hard dating. So we had the 1959 packaging. Whoop. Come on. You got this. All right. Copyright 1959 by Weiler. And you know, some of these packaging items really do look more like 80s. So I'm glad we spotted that, because I might have started speculating in nonsense directions. $3 days for 6 people. Oh, hey, Smokey. Welcome to the stream. So I'm digging through a at least 1959 or newer, probably between 59 and 61, survival kit by Permapack that was just one of the neatest examples of you know, storage food from that far back. It's so colorful. The packaging's ridiculous on all this stuff. It's just been a friggin' trip going through this. And I got 2 of these. One of them hasn't come in the mail yet, and it's different labeling on the outside. I'm thinking it might be a different era. But between the 2, I'm definitely going to eat something, you know. But this is just going to make this great big display of stuff you can you could have expected in a fallout shelter in the 50s, you know. And it's right around, you know, this one being packed potentially in 61 would be right around the you know, the Cuban Missile Scare. Well, maybe not that exactly, but right around the, you know, the Cold War height in terms of that feeling of danger. So we've got a little foil pouched, definitely soft feeling moist towelettes. We've got a handful of those. We've got Kleenexes, actual Kleenex brand, or else I'd say facial tissue. No, I'd probably still say Kleenex. So, Kleenex pocket packs. Need labeling. 2 of those so far. And 6 wet wipes. So 6 wet wipes total for 3 days. So we've got some rope. We've got 6 utensils. Neat little yellow spoons. Let's see if we can spot a make. The plastic is brittle. I'm going to be careful with it. I don't see like Silco or anything. Oh, no, I do see something. Sunset. Sunset Plastic Co. Limited, Salt Lake. Okay, so a local plastics company. Ooh, there's jars at the bottom of this. There's jars at the bottom of this. I don't know what it's supposed to be in like a little canopic jar thing at the bottom of this crazy ration. What if it's like somebody's silver collection? Oh. Now it's like packets of salt and some matches. That's interesting. $19.60 by the Ohio Match Company. So between the dates, I'm getting the feeling this is a packed in 61 ration. Not ration, but you know, family food supply. So there's a handful of rubber bands in there. There's 2 packets of salt, and it screws shut. Hey Chris, welcome. Are there any chocolate bars? Smokey's asking. There are not so far. There's been a whole ton of cocoa, which is just poured throughout this, so my hands are just, they are turning into cocoa. I'm definitely going to need to get up and wash my hands in a minute. But right now we're down to these mystery jars at the bottom. They're all these little like Bakelite hard jars. I mean, I'm sure you'd have plenty of reasons to have jars like this, but they've all got these like complicated lids. Ooh, what do we got here? What do we got here? We've got, each tablet contains, put that up there for anybody who wants to come back and pause it later, because that's a lot. Let's see. Make sure that gets nice and focused. Hundreds of % of certain things. So like, yeah, these little canisters, there's some neat stuff so far. Let's see. There are at least 3 or 4 more of these canisters in here. Uh-oh, message redacted, or retracted. Hey, Puppy Breath. See you in here too. Good to have you. All right, we got another jar. This one's got a good seal to it. $40 tablets of Halzone. Anybody in chat wanna say what you use Halzone for? There's some dessert that we passed early on. There was some pudding, just some instant pudding. There's been peaches. There's been 2 things of applesauce. Radiation sickness is Chris's guess. Anybody else want to venture a guess as to what you would use Halzone for? There you go. Kaylin's got it. Water purification. In the U.S. rations, they came in these little tiny, like, dark brown glass bottles a lot of the time. Okay, so we've got Starlac. Quicker than instant, non-fat dry milk. This coupon is worth 7 cents. Don't waste it. 7 whole cents, you lunatic. Throwing out a box with 7 cents right on it. Money, money, money. 7 cents. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. All right, we got another bottom of the barrel box. You know, rye crisp, whole rye crackers. Let's see what the back of that looks like before I just put it down. Rye pieces. That actually sounds really good. So you guys aren't gonna believe what comes out of here last, but we talked about it already tonight, oddly enough. So right after this canister, there's something in there. All right, so this canister has the tiniest little whistle I've ever seen. Like, that's the end of my thumb, and there's the whistle that's smaller than that. And a sewing or fishing kit. Fishing kit, because it's got a fishing hook on there. Yeah. A couple safety pins. So these neat little canisters, they'd come in handy, I'm sure. All these little Bakelite screw top jars. So there's 4 of these jars. And then the last 2 things in this can. Well, not last 2. There's also one whole side is a great big sheet of heavy grade foil that you could use to make a cooking surface or whatever you need. But last 2 things. Military surplus ration heaters. Seriously. In the very bottom of this, we have 2 of the fuel tablet stoves. So these are the Sterno stoves. We got a Stark & Company from Grafton, Wisconsin. We got a Solo Works from Cleveland, Ohio. These are, they're just dusty. They're just covered with the same cocoa powder as everything else, but how crazy is that? The very last thing in this great big civilian food supply from 1960-61 was 2 pieces of military surplus heating equipment. And for anybody that joined a little later, we started out opening up some trioxane and talking about the different stoves that came before, including these 2. So this is both sizes. This would be, meant for heating 1 ration, I believe, and then this was meant for heating 5 rations. And so these are both pry top lids. So you pop these off, you'd light them on fire. Part of me wants to open them up and see if they'd light. I don't think I have fire here. Oh yeah, I do. Well, I'm not using that old pack of matches. That'd just be a waste. Oh my God, look at this is rough. So it's gonna be a fun one trying to put this back together, but I'm gonna shift all this for the moment. Solo Works. I don't know. So-low, not solo. So different, I think. But maybe they changed their name later. So, that stuff happens, and that's hopefully something we'll get to, shed light on with companies where stuff like that's happened. I have no idea if Solo has anything to do with any of this, but where we'll get to say, oh, hey, this company became this company that we all know. We'll be able to tie ration past to, corporate present or commercial present or however you want to put it. You think these would still work? You think they'd fire right up? I mean, I've had Sterno go bad real quick, but these, they feel like they're still solid in there, like up to the edges almost. There's a little give, but not much. So that's the 1960 Permapack home survival kit for 6 persons for 72 hours. What a heap of things here that's come out of that one meal. Look at these ridiculous canisters. They're awesome. So I'm gonna have to shove all this back for the moment and then wash my hands. So just give me a minute. I'm gonna head up to be right back. Okay, there was a great deal of powdered cocoa everywhere. Everywhere. It was just filtering out, getting in the laptop, still in the laptop, but it's all right. Okay, so the arch drink was Seiler's brand, Weiler's brand, with a W. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Weiler's Instant Orange from 1959 in a metal pouch. So that was a neat one. All right, let's see what we've got coming up next. Try and get away from that light a little. Okay, we've got this actually might be another of the same, in which case we won't open it up. So we'll just get it out of this box. This might have been a which is coming first situation. All right. All right. Yep, that's what that is. That's the other one. Whoa, Spider. Hey, Spider. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. I'll get you somewhere else. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Welcome to a plant. Does that work? Oh, nope, there you are. There you go. Enjoy the plant. Okay. Alright, so we got another great big old Permapack survival kit. This one, potentially a little older than the colorful one. And you know, honestly, I am gonna pry it open a little and see what we can see. So, hey Pete, welcome to the stream. So far we went through a different variety of the same thing we're looking at right here. This is Permapack Salt Lake City, Utah 72-hour kit. This definitely looks a little older than the other one did. So I'd be interested in seeing if the contents look the same. So you know what? We're gonna take a look at this one too. We won't necessarily have to go through all of it, especially if it seems to be pretty much the same. So just looking for some purchase on the edge where I can get it. Also seems to be one that hasn't been opened from what I can tell. I don't see any digging, kind of like I'm doing here, anywhere that I'm moving through. So, ooh, very, very shiny as we break the seal. So these are the same style tins as some of the Civil Defense biscuit tins that I'm wondering if they were surplus or something. All right. Well, we're seeing a pattern because the other one had newspaper at the top too. So I think that's just something that they did, especially if we're looking at another Salt Lake. The Philadelphia Inquirer. The plot thickens. So we got a Philadelphia Inquirer from, oh wait, no. This is Salt Lake City, Utah. What the heck? Got a mix. Tuesday, May 17th, 1960. All right. Summer Furniture Festival at something or other. Get a porch swing for $28. Get a Chase Lounge for $26. Get a barbecue grill for $27.95. Oh, this one's got an instruction paper. Oh, it's got instructions for how to use the stove. Well, the other one had that whole book. Does this one not have a book? Did they reduce the Stay Alive book down to 2 pages? How to make an aluminum stove and what all's in here. You should also have 5 to 10 gallons of water. I'll bring the newspaper back up in a second, then Aletha will, Chris, take a look. So this one, I'm smelling the cocoa, but I am seeing some throughout. I'm not going to go through this whole thing. Huh. So this one has like some writing on it. That looks like it says, I don't know. We've got instant pudding. We've got oat cereal, Fruit Galaxy. We got another pack of this multi-purpose food. Gotta love that stuff. So, yeah, this is looking the same. I wonder if it's got the same big boxes of dried milk further down. This one's in better shape, so that's nice. This is definitely in better shape. And it looks like it's got some differences. Ooh, this is puffing out, whatever it is. Ooh, this one's got coffee. New dairy product for coffee. Oh, that's what's all over my hand. Ooh. All right, so there's some ups and downs to that one, too. And now my hands are covered in a powder of a different sort. So, oh, no pictures on the plastic bags. Yeah, nothing. Oh, you're right. No squirrels or chipmunks. No chipmunks. Just up in the label. Nothing on the bags themselves this time. Good catch, Kaylin. Tree fitty for a pudding pack. Pudding packs are interesting looking. They really don't look too spoiled, but they'll have dried milk product in them, and that'll be spoiled almost certainly. So I don't know what, if anything, in here would be worth trying, but there's probably some stuff. Maybe the dehydrated fruit. There's the grill that was $27, right? More winners collect $5 each in the Tribune Snapshot Contest. Oh boy. Thistle Shampoo Master for Carpet, $3.77. Espionage by air can lead to war. Airliner with 12 hits African peak. Forced to cancel Eisenhower visit. U.S. flouts law and UN charter. This is actually kind of an interesting chunk of random paper right here. I kind of want to keep this part out. Golf, rod and gun. We got a gimbals ad. Drexel Hill. This is Philadelphia. This one. This isn't just a gimbals ad. This is gimbal month. Oh boy, it's gimbal month. Tomorrow morning, store-wide sale. Shirts and handkerchiefs and everything for like a nickel. I guess I didn't have a lot of the prices showing. No, it's all like shorts, 66 cents a pair. You know? Oh my god. Oh my gosh. that's just some neat contrast to the modern hyperinflation we're getting to see. All right. So that, oh man, there is quite a bit of this dust, even just from that one. Finding old papers on movie sets. Do you work in film, Jesse? Let's see, we got some more mail call somewhere. Then I need to look for a second. Unless we got to it last time. No, we didn't. My first job paid me $1.05 an hour. It was for the Boy Scouts, but I kept the first paycheck. It was 81 hours in a week, and it was at like $1.05 or $1.10. So my whole paycheck was $100.69, and I kept that paycheck. You know, I mean, I got room and board besides the pay. The pay was just like a little extra tiny bit on top, and I kept the paycheck so that I could, you know, trick people further into the future and be like, look, when I was a kid, you made $1, just $1. But I know that's not, you know, not my generation. That was a good chunk before my time that you were stuck at $1. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go look for the last piece of mail call. Woo! Back in a minute. All right, guys, here it is. I'm back. Let me tilt this a little less in the way. No, that. There we go. Okay. I made $2 something an hour when I was working at Denny's, Smokey, so I get you. All right, so this one, this is the first part of what ended up being a whole, well, remnants of a case of food packet in-flight individual from 1974, I believe. So this is what started it, was buying this one solo and then talking to the guy. And I'll be hopefully finishing the deal with him right after this show for the rest of the case, which is the actual box, 4 ration inner boxes for you know, that survived out of the case, in addition to the one here, and then about 30 loose cans and about a dozen accessory packets. So, you know, not a complete case, since a lot had brought it through and been damaged, but he saved what he could save, and we worked something out. So, like I said, this was the first piece. This is what I just got off eBay, and whenever I see something like this and by itself, I always reach out. I always ask, you know, what else is there? What else did they come across? what might be in too bad a shape to sell, that kind of thing. Just going to do that. There we go. So this one is later Vietnam, if not just after Vietnam era. This one should be complete, albeit not in perfect shape. So we've got the spoon. Looks like you put some foam in and around the parts inside. We've got the accessory packet. So it's got the interdental stimulator. I always like that one, or that little addition, you know. All right, so this is interesting because I rarely get to see the packing layout for one of these where it works and it all folds up and it's got this eclectic kind of collection of stuff. So here's what we're looking at. You know, again, he put some effort into making sure that stuff didn't get beaten up further, but the cans were already rusted through and whatnot. So we've got, as far as the layout, we've got the juice can going horizontal in the back, bottom. We've got the fruit can, I want to say is what this would be, sideways, flat. Then we got the two other cans sideways. So nothing lying flat in the box itself. I'm wondering how they came in the actual outer box. If this was the bottom, or if, you know, the bottom, as we perceive it, was the bottom. Interesting possibilities. Considering the backs of these cases tend to be what's rotted, I wonder if they were upside down. I don't know. This is an interesting one. Cinnamon nut roll. This isn't one I've seen too many times. This is by the American Bread Company in Nashville, Tennessee. This one was made in smeared date, so don't think I'll be able to see for sure. This is a full can of peaches, so this will have to be rescued. This is bulging, so we're going to need to clean this up. I'm going to be bagging these pieces separately, not just putting them back necessarily. We have a really nice orange juice can. It's got a big hole in it and it's empty, but honestly the top is in great shape. The can itself is potentially presentable, so I'm happy with that. Hey Mike, good to have you. So these don't tend to survive as much, so just, you know, getting that through is really nice to see. We got a little towelette, seen better days. Ooh, this still got its food in it. It's gonna need cleaning. This is ham and eggs chopped, but the actual top of the can is gonna be worth, ooh. No one who uses this conference room should ever watch this show. So yeah, the top of the can is not bad. Ooh. Ooh. Chopped ham and eggs from 1970s. Sorry, conference room table. So got some cleanup we've got to do on the peaches for sure, and on the eggs. I'm gonna put back. Oh, it's both sides. Well, that's neat. It says orange juice on both the top and the bottom. There is a very sizable hole right there. The dates are punched on this one, it looks like, which is usually the point of failure on these kinds of cans. Looks like 76L and then 374. So I don't know. 374 tracks, I think, with the case. We'll see the case itself hopefully in a couple weeks. Yeah, I'm not sure what the shipping type or speed will be or when it'll actually get in the mail. I'm very much not trying to rush this guy. And honestly, just as a word of advice for you guys, when you're trying to broker a deal for something that's not necessarily for something that you're like just talking through with somebody, or that might be in their collection but they didn't choose to put up for sale yet themselves, let them take all the time in the world. Never be in a crazy rush with that stuff. Just make your own little reminders to make sure you don't forget about it. But let people take their time. Certainly, don't be a beggar with a club. Is a phrase that means just when you're asking for something from somebody else out of the goodness of their heart, you take what they're willing to give you, or or if somebody's offering you something for free, or as an act of kindness, you don't find fault with them directly to them. It's just insanely rude. Or you don't make more. I guess beggar with a club is you don't make more demands beyond it. You don't say like, oh hey, you're giving away this computer for free on Craigslist. Well, that's great. I need you to drive 100 miles to drop it off for me. That's just crazy, But anyway, I'm rambling. Just in the background, one of the pictures of this auction was the corner of the actual food packet in-flight individual case from the 1970s. And I reached out and said, hey, I see the box that this came out of. And he was saying, oh, I got it at an estate sale. It was in really bad shape. I took the 2 or 3 out that were in okay shape and I sold them. I got one of those. He's like, but, if you don't mind waiting, I'll get you some pictures. And it just started from there. And over a couple weeks, we went back and forth, and he showed me all kinds of pictures of what was inside, and we made a deal. So it can work out. So this, is just the first slice of what's to come there. Now, the next chunk of the show, I wanted to work on building shelves so that we can bring everything back into the archive room. Yeah, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. I guess I wonder if that stems from like when you were getting a horse, or when you were checking a horse, you would check its teeth as one of the very first things, because it's a good sign of general health. So like if somebody gifted you a horse, you shouldn't walk right up and open its mouth and look inside in front of the person. I guess maybe be what that would translate to. Oh, hey, thanks for the reminder, Smokey. There's a like button down there. There's a dislike button down there. You are free to hit either or none. I'd sure as heck beans appreciate hitting that like button. So I'm going to leave myself a bit of a mess to clean up here later, and I think we're going to go over to the archive room, sit on the floor, and start building some shelves. Does that sound fun for folks? Like I said, it's maybe not the most exciting stream, but it is kind of hammering home. Just there's always a little bit of just background work in terms of like putting stuff together, moving stuff around, cleaning stuff to make the museum go. So I got 3 more of these great big heavy gauge metal shelves that can take a couple 100 pounds per layer. And I want to make another little U-shaped section right inside the door where I previously had a display going, and the desk that I've been sitting on less and less, or sitting at less and less, the officer's desk. So we'll get the shelves put together. We're going to need to figure out what's going on them, because that'll affect the height this time around. Some stuff is pretty big, and I want to make sure it's on there with plenty of space. So, it's going to be a little little boring for the next couple hours, other than conversation. So, and you know, we'll be putting stuff on the shelves themselves, I would hope, as we get to that point. So we might talk through some more. But I hope the mail call segment's been fun for everybody. This was a neat one for sure. With let's see, these wires here. So with the two permapacks, that newer one, I'd have to dig a little further down in, see if anything jumps out. But 1960 seemed to be right about where this one was as well. So I'm not sure. It might be packed in the 50s, or I mean, some of the contents a little earlier in the 50s. The later one, or what I'm dubbing the later, this much better label, you know, versus that little dull brown label. This does feel like it evolved out of the other one, so maybe they were still kind of creating their brand there. Oh, there's so much powder in there still. All right, I am going to grab this and this, and we're going to take a walk way down the hall through some power cords. All right. We haven't been in here together in a little while. This is the archive room. We've got all kinds of boxes we've gone through, a wrapped up shelf, all kinds of boxes we haven't gone through. We got a lot. Okay. Gonna get you guys to stare at that light for a minute. Powered up. Let's see. Where are we gonna want to work? This oval space over here is where we're gonna put it. Don't know if I'll be able to keep both these longer term, or if I need to. Let's see. We're gonna want this somewhere where we can access it. You tell a horse's health looking at his teeth. Okay, so guessed right. All right, I think I'm gonna use this chair for this. All right, now we're gonna grab one of these shelves, that mallet, and the knife. All right. Oh, actually, I do need that. Okay. So thanks for bearing with me. We're getting down to the nitty gritty now. Get away from that wire. Got a camera above me. Very much don't want to yank it out of the ceiling for the 10th time. Just gonna move that stuff around. Okay. There. That'll have to do. Now, there we are. And more shelves. So if anybody's trying to keep count, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 industrial shelves in here right now. We are adding 3 more for a total of 14 shelves worth of properly stored stuff. It's not stacked on top of and crushing each other. So that's the goal with all this. Now we'll just be will be a little nicer in here too, just to not be kind of haphazard. I'm going to do some rearranging. Might get to that on this stream. We'll see how the shelf building goes. It usually takes a little longer than I'd expect to put these sorts of things together. Move that a little better. This will be our build space. Oh, hey, look. This set comes with a pair of gloves. They know their customers are gonna hurt themselves otherwise. I keep getting the same brand, and they slowly do seem to be improving. You know, like they're making iterations on it as we go. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm on it. Alright, just gotta separate out the parts piles. That's another nice thing. Seems like this is got that figured out pretty well. So the first set of 2 shelves took me like 2.5 hours or something stupid. I bet I can get these 3 shelves done in an hour and a half. Let's see if we can make that happen. All right, gloves, garbage, wood shelf material. Strangely tied to the corner. Garbage. You know, I've got that whole big pile of plastic cup. Got that whole big pile of Mountain House food I'm just looking at out there. Got to tuck into some of that at some point. Speaking of tucking into something, let's see what pops up in the user-donated snack bin. Part of me wants to just go ahead and go for this Mars bar, but I feel like that might be too mean. I'm going to go for some Canadian maple candies sent in by JW Speaker, I believe. So. Oh, wow. Really good. That's just a little block of sugar, though. That's all that is. All right, so what's everybody been up to? SS United States is getting a little rusty. I've got some good drone footage of it from a couple years back. I want to say about 3 years ago is when I flew around and over it for a while. There is the IKEA right there across the street, so you can see the smokestacks of the SS United States from the IKEA parking lot. All right, we'll see if this one's going to be a, lines itself up, taps together nice, or if this one's going to be a everything has to get manually bent into shape kind of build. Looking like it might be a manually bent into shape kind of build. Really hope not. is going to have to be one of those ones where I keep an eye out and try not to break the laptop by dropping something like this against it. It does get easier and easier as you get something built, but alright, those are putting themselves in the right spot. So, that's a good sign. Yeah, the Battleship New Jersey's still across there. Is the Kennedy still at the naval base? I don't know. The older aircraft carrier. There's still the mothball fleet here. I don't know what all is still floating in that or reconditionable, able to be reconditioned. Alright, this is actually working out okay so far. Get ourselves a layer going. You know, Chris is talking about the switch to nuclear power for our fleet. You know, there was an age where we really thought we were going to go that direction with commercial equipment too, and I really still think it should be something we strive to make happen in a safe, safe way, or safest possible way. That's not just, putting a ton of material out there that could be used for terrorism or something, but they don't have to be reactors that produce fissile material byproducts either. So, Ration Museum does X-rays. No, you just mean tomorrow you've got an X-ray appointment. Gotcha. That's no good. Oh, Thursday you fell. Ah, that's no good. I hope it's just a hairline or something that heals itself, fracture-wise. I mean, ooh. Okay, my thumb is now currently pinched between two layers of metal. Little hole there. So this is one of those spots that doesn't want to help itself. Let's see if we can bend it. Just going to try and bend the slot at the bottom out away a little bit. So I hate for the very base of this thing to be one that isn't put together right. Just keeps... See, these little flaps sometimes, there's a little tab and the flap's supposed to slide behind it on both sides, but sometimes it wants to kick out.
flare out at the bottom. Yep, just wants to do that. And in doing so, sticks out, doesn't seem to provide as much stability. I mean, I think in the end, if the tab's going through a slot like that, it's a solid point. But if it's only going over one, it's something that could fold back in on itself. So I mean, that seems to be the whole point. And anybody who knows weak points and points of failure in large systems, it's not good enough that everything else is fine when you're putting a lot of weight on something. The weakest point is the point that matters. There we go. There we go. Behind. Now put a little cross beam on there, and we are not in any way, shape, or form moving quickly. Alright, so got that bent. One shortcut I am taking is leaving that at that. First shelf, I bent all those tabs. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm not putting these on until it's in position. Alright, so because we're going to be putting some heavier grade stuff on here and maybe some smaller trays and things like that, I'm not sure exactly. I want to put some heavier barrels down below. So I'm going to need to quick go see what size they are. Oh, and I'll be right back. I'll leave the camera going this time. You guys can stare at this stuff in there. So this barrel is going to be 2 of these on the first shelf. So I just want to make sure there's clearance for that. That looks like right about these 2 pegs will be a good height. I mean, honestly, I could probably come down a whole nother notch. No, that'll be good. There you go. Hey, JW. I had some maple candy you sent. Oh, for another piece. See, now this one, I don't feel like I need the gloves. These are painted, and looks like they'd had some actual polishing or burnishing or something, because they're not just straight up razors like some of the other shelves. Alright, that's good. And I'm going to do that for, I think, this whole set around here. So I may just start making 3 bottom sets, and then we'll bust open the next kits. At the top, Bob, how's it going? Good to see you. Trying to get some, Gail says she's trying to get some inches done on a blanket. Crochet, needlepoint, neither. I think you've told me before, and I think I'll get it wrong every time. Knitting, or one of those. Made it through. Made it through. So far, so good. Getting all the parts mixed up there. Oh, there it is. Let's get a better angle on this. There is such a thing. Started before it should have. Okay. Yeah. Almost done. There we go. So, do something like that. Still potentially be a display. But I think if I remember doing this, push out just a little too far, like an inch or two too far. So I don't think we're going to do it that way. I think this is going to go all the way up into the corner, and then in these barrels could be right on the end. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure what I want to do, but then this would be way off. I'm a bit all over the place with decisions sometimes. Just looking around at everything that we got to store and trying to think of things we might want to change around the position of, like potentially bring cases down and put them down here instead of keeping them way up at the top. I don't know. I'm going to keep the heavy stuff. Crochet. Got it. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the approach I'm trying right now. Keep two at this size and then go back to the standard spacing. All right, so we're gonna build another bottom like this instead of building the second half of this, and we'll just jump into the second half or both with the next pack. Oh, happy Father's Day, everybody. I forgot to mention. I'm sure there's plenty of fathers out there in the audience. Hope your awful brat kids remembered. I'm sure you all have great kids. This is one of those. I can feel the dumb mistake coming. It's just that it's practically closed, but gonna need to get something between it. And it's not like I have a choice to move on to another one, because this particular rung is going to be occupied no matter what direction it is on every one of them. I'm just going to sit on it and give it a tap. Alright, it at least looks a little wider. Okay, work that time. Pete says, used to camp with a couple buddies, one of whom was a chef. The rest were salt of the earth. Cornish game hen, beer can style. That sounds good. Beer can Cornish game hens. Interesting. I like outfitter camp food for sure. Alright. There we go, we got another one. So I picked up a case of MOREs over the last week, and oh, I love those. They're just snack food, you know. It's just a pouch with an extra good chunk of calories. I got the high altitude cold weather ones, so a lot of Cheez-Its and energy gels and the chocolate pudding and, you know, all kinds of good stuff. The caffeinated chocolate pudding. So, boxing myself in here a little bit. Let's see. So we need. Now we're going to put these balloons back up. I mean, it wasn't a bad idea to try and do a display in here. It's just not necessarily, you know, something that makes a lot of sense with this office. We do need to expand into a second office at some point. It would be wonderful if that was a in 2021 for the end of the year thing. But got a lot more to do before that. Certainly can't be all self-funded at that point. It's already a little nuts. Here we go. Already a little nuts to do something like this, but you know, that's the plus side of what happened. There we go. I moved back across the country to take advantage of a solid opportunity at work. That I really couldn't pass up. And you know, as a result, I'm doing better money-wise, and I can afford something like this for now. You know, keeping the project alive on its own. I mean, so that wouldn't have been the case back in Montana. I think it would have always been a little more haphazard or a little more basic than it could be, you know, capable of getting to out here in this version of the project. So I don't know. I'm a lot more focused now than I was then in terms of like doing a good job instead of just doing a job. So I think this is the right time, the right way, etc. And you know, we're expanding as we need to along the way. I'm just rambling at this point. But you know, a second office in here would mean a place where we could set up a couple computers, set up a permanent set for streaming, set up a permanent set for photography, etc. It'd be for scanning things. It'd be a nice boost. All right. Let's see. I didn't realize it was Father's Day till 30 minutes ago. Well, I've got an excuse. My father passed a long time ago, so I never really got to, you know, do anything with the day. My grandfather didn't live, you know, right around the corner or anything, or else that would have been a good enough excuse to do something there, but it's a couple hours away. The Navy has awesome chow. Yeah, I mean, with the ability to actually store the food and, you know, the great big mess halls, in some cases several. One of you guys was telling me, or in some cases like five kitchens and 5 full kitchen staffs on these great big new carriers. I'd imagine the chow would be pretty good. Wait, who was forced to drink tea? Oh, and I have a Queen Mary ration, but not a Queen Elizabeth ration. Oh, your dad. Your dad took a ship similar to the QE2, or took the QE2 as a troop transport? Because the Queen Mary, the one I've got the little ration from, that was a troop transport for a little while in the Atlantic. All right, we got almost another layer done. Maybe I should go much higher on this. We'll see if that has a better perspective on it. There we go. This closet is pretty much just pipes, so I'd want to be able to physically get to it someday if I had to, but don't really need to keep it available, so I'm gonna block over it. You see, this is where it gets a little tricksy. So I was gonna have initially the one in the corner, but that doesn't work because this sticks out past this door edge here by just enough to matter. So could go back here. Which I've done in other setups, and you can slide stuff back into the corners. And then I'd have another one sticking out here, and it doesn't really matter if it sticks out. Well, I guess you guys can't even see what I'm talking about. So have another one coming through right here, and then there'd be a gap about this wide going in between. And there would be a little, it would be sticking out a little, but I don't know, wouldn't be the worst setup. I could also do one this way, door in the middle open, and then one is an end cap here. It's really just a shame that this sticks out the way it does. If it was just the tiniest bit less sticky outy, it'd be perfect. Because if I flip these sideways, this would stick out a little longer that way. Could then still do a display in the window. I don't need to. And I don't know, if I'm doing that, I might as well just do it like that and have better access. And then, you know, there's a little dead space back there, but does that really matter much? You know, that corner kind of tilts up anyway. So honestly, I'm not gonna feel too bothered by it. And then over here, it'll make sense. It'll make sense all put together. So let's see. Say I want to put this barrel, this shelf, going to be able to get to it. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. That'll work. All right, back to it. Back to it. I don't know how far back folks in my family were in the military. I know there's a sporadic kind of mix, but nobody from my generation. Although I did get put, on a military floor of a dorm in freshman year, which is funny circumstances. I signed up to be roommates with somebody from high school when I moved to college, and we got approved. But then in between high school and college, he joined the Army and still decided to go to college, and they set him up with the ROTC bill, the GI Bill, and put him in ROTC, and they set him up with a ROTC dorm that was, yours makes no difference. Everybody was in Army, Air Force, Navy, Marines. So no single branch, but overall, the whole dorm would be getting up for PT, and I'd be just sitting out in the lobby, enjoying a coffee, donut, couple donuts. Ow. Ooh. No, lots of good friends came out of that. So we got 2 where this problem happened out of 4. So I've got these corner pieces that got jammed. One piece kind of sticking out sideways, unacceptably. Gotta bend that back into position and try again. All right, got it that time. Same thing over here. Actually, that one looks okay. So a year ago I had, I want to say the 5 first shelves, maybe even just the first 3. I think maybe just the first 3. And I built that little kind of corner set at home, and everything was still in U-Haul boxes and crammed into actual ration crates and stuff, instead of being sorted in a way that human beings could figure out what was where. So that was a good start for sure, but we weren't quite moving just yet. mean, a huge part of making this thing move is going to be showing people, a very, very wide array of the kind of stuff that we're trying to preserve. Ignore me. I'm looking over here at what snacks I can take. While I keep going, I think I'm going to have some more of these sugar things. Thanks again, JW Speaker. Pass these up. Soft maple treat candy. Those are really good. All right, so get that lower shelf in there. I mean, it really is going to be an awkward kind of placement of stuff, no matter what. But it's better than being wasted space. Having a couple more shelves in here just means I can sort things a little bit better, and we've got that added level of safety that we don't have stuff kind of tucked away in the aisles. Though, did have a huge amount of just loose cases that I'm gonna have to see. Some of them we can fold up, some of them we can't. I should have eaten something today. I'm looking to pilfer over here. All right, one more pilfered snack. We got Walker's Katsu Curry, aka Lay's here in the States. Might as well just keep it on this one for a moment. Just realized you guys are like staring at my hip. In the corner. Corey says he opened the spaghetti LRP I sent his way. Oh, nice. Gonna eat the main tomorrow. What parts of it did you eat so far? As I eat some chips that you sent in. Good having you here, Dave. Always a pleasure. Oh wait, that was the other. Sorry, puppy breath, not Dave. Dave's booger butt. Everybody's got their hidden names. Good curry chips. Now making me remember I need something to drink. Do you guys think we should end this stream with, in a while, with another 50-year-old pound cake? I do have a chunk more of those. Got to do something for the 1-year anniversary of the Ration Museum live stream. So Yossi's asking if I tried any candy from the last packet. Is there any candy left? We've been eating all kinds of stuff. We've got oh god, that candy. So that's right. That last one you sent had all those pounds of really good gummy candies. Yeah, Nick finished the last of those maybe a week ago. We very much enjoyed those. The blue ones were my favorite. There was the white ones, like kind of coconut flavored. Yellow was banana, and then blue was just blue. You know, like tropical. Those were really, really good. I think what we've got left right now from you, we've got some crackers and some sardines. I keep meaning to wait till Nick's back around, but I don't think he likes the canned fish, so I gotta maybe I'll eat some of that later. Ooh, there we go. That's a good idea. Maybe we do it where we eat the pound cake at the same time. Though the end of my stream is going to be like 1 or 2 in the morning for you, Corey. Chocolate peanut butter spread was really interesting. I don't know that the chocolate's super duper dumped out. You could kind of get to that almost, you could almost get to that same kind of level with some cocoa. Where did I put the knife? Where did I put that knife? I'll go back to a staring down mode. Oh, here we go. Here's the knife. It's like our own version Dora the Explorer. And then, those milk things that you sent, Yossi, those were gone in a couple days. Those were fantastic. Showed them on stream when we were doing one of the basement cleanup streams where we were fixing up the 1955 stuff. Those were everybody's favorite. Shared some of those in the office. Let's see. Yeah, shared some of those in the office, and Nick and I ate the rest. Those were insanely good. I think you sent us another chocolate bar too with all that. Those things don't last. we burn through chocolate bars. Oh, how about Smokey's? Speaking of hot dogs, how about Smokey's stream last night with the quote-unquote 4 fingers of death hot dogs? That looked good. Those looked good. Those looked really good. That's lucky if that was the case. I know he was saying that they were kept pretty well, so that's just super nice. If you get something that age that's actually in good shape and tasty, people talk trash on those for sure. I'm sorry for that. But yeah, people talk trash on that particular ration quite a bit. But folks that I've talked to, that like hot dogs and aren't hot dog connoisseurs, aren't folks that are gonna turn their nose up at some weird old canned hot dogs or whatever it happens to be, then sounds like they're on the okay side. Now I eat a lot of canned meat, like in my day-to-day. I know it's high sodium and stuff, but my grandparents eat it. They're in their 90s. There's, you know, it's not going to be what gets me. Being sedentary or something's a heck of a lot worse for you than eating some bad food once in a while. I feel, at least. I think, I mean, and then some of it, as I'm sure we all unfortunately run into, some of it's just, you know, genetics, your time, whatever. I mean, there's a lot of folks that are super, super healthy folks, do everything by the book, and bam, that's it one day. But, getting depressing there, sorry. Oh, Robert, opening up the escalloped potatoes and ham. Nice. I hope it goes well. That case was in good shape, but like I said, the meals inside seem to be kind of mix and match as to original origin. So I wasn't 100% certain, you know, that they were all from the same batch or all stored the same way, or if some of them have been restored back. I mean, like recased or anything like that. Because the weird thing was that you know, there were 4 or 5 ham slices in that case. There were a bunch of missing menus and all that stuff. But the glue was good. The seal was good. You know, the items inside are all right. So, but yeah, anything goes wrong, let me know. I'll gladly send you another. Yeah, Smokey's still here? Because I know he had one yesterday, and if I'm not crazy, I think he was saying he was liking it. Corned beef hash had a white spoon. Huh. Well, that sounds about right for 91, right? Unless it was a repack. What are the dates on the boxes? I mean, 1990s maybe, but it shouldn't be 89s or anything. I mean, on the inner boxes on that one. All right, you know, just so I don't forget, I'm gonna get that out. Oh, it's in the other room. I'll be back again. Alright, alright. Okay, so here we are. Back with a canned pound cake for later. For later. $18,499 days is good enough, Corey. So this will be for a little bit later. But let me know if you're getting to a have to sign out point, and we'll chow down on that. Oh, I guess I can leave that on. Nope, leave that on. There we go. Or should, it doesn't matter. Overthinking, underthinking. Stop thinking. Alright, so been about an hour making shelves, and we've made two bottom halves of the shelf. If anybody ever wants to come by and swing a hammer, there's usually some of this stuff to do. So just let me know. Alright, almost got another base done. Just warn you before I eat it. Got it. We'll see how this one goes. I'm having one of those, like, feeling a little loopy sort of days. I'm sure, let's see, so it's 5:30, going for 7, hour and a half to go. That's all doable. I'll be here to the end. I guess that's not too far off already. When I started, it didn't feel like it was going to be easy to get to, the full 4 hours today. And I know I've been doing these super long streams, and you guys are awesome. You don't have to stick around through all 4 hours if you drift in and out, or if it's just not your cup of tea to watch a man build shelves. Then by all means, I understand. Again, this whole thing is really just it's keeping me moving. It's keeping me attached to this. I just realized, looking at all this, these are the good ones I really like. This is a totally different shelf type that I was putting together last time. This is like those 4 in the middle. The ones on the inner and outer edges are another really good type that were pretty easy to put together. This is the worst type. That's right, this is the worst one that's not sharp. This is the best not sharp kind. But yeah, this is part of the whole operation in general, so glad to have you guys here for it. Okay, so I'm going to go with a gapping of 9 on these. 9 off, 2 on. chocolate covered brownies they're just not good. Even so, I had one that was not, it had not gone bad. So I don't know about if the one you're eating, Bob, went bad, or if it's just, I had one recently that had not gone bad, and it just doesn't taste great, you know? They weren't the best. You know, some stuff definitely has improved over the years. Yeah, you would be probably a little crazy if every ration that's ever been made is good. Now, there's been a lot of experimentation over the years trying to figure out what works and what doesn't, and some stuff just doesn't. But they certainly made those for quite a few years. Maybe they were much better when they were brand new, and they just didn't last long at all, like, you know, months or something, before they started to dramatically change. Not gone bad, just bad. All right. Yeah. Just like you remember. Okay, well, there we go. Yeah, I'm always a fan when I can take a early 90s or late 80s MRE and 100% eat the entire thing, every last morsel. So even though I may not love those bars, I'll still complete them, you know, or I'll still eat them in a completion run. Talking about it like it's a video game. All right, so we've got the start of a standard spacing shelf. And I was not thinking this won't work because there's going to be a connector right here. Dang it. I mean, it'll work. It's just, it won't look like the rest of them in the other sets. So if I went down one, it'd be 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, I could knock it down by a whole shelf. Or I could just have an eclectic shelf. Who likes eclectic shelves? I do. All right, that's it. The eyes have it. Moving on. So the heights will change around. I got plenty of weird shaped boxes. Making some progress. So I definitely want to clean up that great big Permapack ration or home survival kit. I keep saying ration. I mean home survival kit. I want to clean that up. Get the spare chocolate out of there. Probably bag and box it. I'm not sure. It's in great shape overall. The dark stuff, you know, still in a lovely package with good labeling. There's really not a lot of staining in that whole thing. And then there's those fantastic milk boxes and rye crackers and all that. I mean, so colorful and different, Like I've seen a lot of survival kits over the years, but that one takes the cake. Pretty nice looking, and the idea that it was like $20 when it came out. Civilian ration, yeah, I mean, you're right. No, you're right. I mean, the stove says it all, right? Ration heating. Alright, so this is an awkward size shelf, but doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Nobody's going to judge it. Alright, so we've got our bases built. Got another box of parts to bust open. We got to figure out how we want to arrange these for sure. Oh no, you let go of that. Hey, there we go. That out of the way. See what this is. I mean, like, if it's like this, it's not bad. The only part that looks weird would be that corner. But I have a feeling that when it's built up, it won't look as weird. But like if it's all the way into the corner, will it look any better? In terms of if somebody walks in, taking a look around, what do they think? Are they thinking, look at this crazy person's collection of nonsense? No, okay. This might work. Just taking a step out and looking in, thinking what it would look like to folks walking around in here. All these lights and everything get in the way, make it feel pretty cluttered. If I could fold them up and put them on a shelf, that'd be nice. All right, I think this layout's how I'm going to go with it. I'm going to leave that gap on the front, just so it all matches up. And then this great big water barrel doesn't go where now because of that. Just talking out loud, guys. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves. Ignore the crazy. Well, this camera isn't going to stay there, so I might as well move it now. Bit of a crackle. All right. I'll figure out where this fits later. that is just paint. Just crunched in there. Go ahead and put this up here. Go right up there. All right. All right, got the space cleared back up. Moving on to another round. Should probably give one last check for sanity's sake to see if there's anything at all in this closet that I'm going to need access to. This thing is kind of busted. Oh wow, there is stuff in there. Crap. This door is stuck on something. There we go. Oh, geez, that's where you are? You don't belong here. Well, there's a shirt. Kind of looks like it may have yellowed in there. I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to be this mottled white and yellow. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. And then there's two suits of stuff. Whew. I don't know how I could have lost track of those. How have I not looked for those in the last year? That would have been a careful search to try and find them. I never would have because they're here. What is this crap? Alright. I can abandon the rest of what's in here. Does this work? Oh, it does. There we go. And we're done with that closet forever. And if I ever ask, you guys can remind me that I went in there on stream 45. Oh god, that's hard. I'm sure that there's nothing else that I need from you. Alright, this will work out pretty good. It is a shame that this doesn't work just sticking out like that, but we're sticking out this direction. That'd be perfect, but it's not meant to be. This does look just awful. I can't tell. I think this is dirty. Alright. Some clips on for the next layer. Alright, that's the whole set of middleware, really do's. See, I love these phones as cameras. Like this thing, still at 75% of its battery. It's been running for 2 hours and 45 minutes. Wirelessly, headlessly. It's got no, the screen's not on. If you open it up, the program doesn't look like it's on. It's just transmitting video. No, that's pretty much real time. All right, somebody needs me to check something out. Got it. Sorry, I missed something. Go ahead, repeat your question, whoever it was. Oh, wait, let me roll it back. Do I like hummus? Yeah, I like hummus. Don't try to mail me hummus, though. I can go get some. And it's probably not going to hold up. I do like a couple. Sorry, I'm getting loopy. Should have eaten a meal. Alright. Gonna start on another layer. Looked like a pink bunny suit. Was that Kevlar and a flak jacket? Oh, I don't know. I mean, it could be so many things. It could be so many things. It certainly isn't, some Flectarn flak jackets. I don't know why they were in the closet in here. Probably from when I first moved. They got mixed in with Ration Museum stuff. That's not Ration Museum stuff. That's my stuff. And then that Hawaiian shirt, like naval Hawaiian shirt thing, naval themed. That just looked like it got, I don't know, exposed to something. It doesn't look great. That closet has plumbing running through it. And I don't trust it. Nothing's gone wrong yet, but easiest way to keep that way is put nothing of any value in that closet. All right, we got corner posts up there. That's set. You can see all the way in. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Screw it. It's been. You guys saw it. I mean, I think it's still legal to own. I know in some places you can't own bulletproof stuff, but this is German or West German. Yeah, it's pretty comfy, pretty decent. It's got the flip-up neck. I need some new Kevlar for it. I mean, I'm sure it offers some protection, but it also probably doesn't offer anywhere near the same as it used to. But you got your big old mat pouch right there. You can adjust this however. And when I got this was so, so tight. And I have two of these. This one I think is large, and then I got an extra large. I think it's the other one. But really easy on and off. A big old Kevlar black plates, and well, not plates, black sacks, I guess. I mean, it's just a Kevlar layer. replaceable though. You know, they say it goes bad over time, but yeah, I would only trust that for fragmentation at this point. That class should have stopped up to like a 45, maybe not point blank, but or a 40, but I wouldn't trust it at this point. I mean, like I said, I'd probably feel better having that on than not. Depends on how dry it is. Depends on a lot of things, but some stuff just kind of degrades. All right. Let's see. We still got a whole nother box I gotta bring in here. So now we have a bit more of a shelf to work with. Maybe I do. I'm gonna put this over here. Ish. All right. Because then that way I can at least just look up at you guys instead of turning around and looking at the back. Sorry about the wobbliness. I'll stabilize. It's just worse because I got the tripod or the monopod all the way super extended. Okay. Back to work. I'm gonna see about trying to pull stuff out from the side this time. Or is that just crazy? That's crazy. Don't do that. Alright, doing the same as everything else. Wish I had a little candle. Do a little happy birthday to the stream. Get that cake out. It really has been a good year with you guys. I really appreciate all of you. You know, I know eventually I'm going to need to put a good amount of effort into attracting people to the museum itself. You know, project to donate and all that when I start accepting donations to try and run the place, which means I'll need a much better budget and all kinds of stuff so that, you know, again, I don't want to do that when I'm still this disorganized and fly by night. But when I get there, I want to grow everything. But in the meantime, this group we've got now is a really good group of folks, and you're keeping me going through just coming in every week and doing something to progress this, to move this a little further along, and a little further, and a little further, and that's what it takes. I'm sure a lot of museums and projects like this throughout time have similar stories of just, you do 5 things a week or 3 things a week every week for a couple of years, and you've done hundreds of things, and it adds up. There's a space across the hall for sale, for rent. I mean, there's another one there for rent. I'm still just hoping the folks right upstairs eventually get tired of this place, because then that'd be the perfect place for a small walk-in museum. With the archive room and everything downstairs, so that we just have displays up there. Let's see. Yossi, you were asking about snacks. See, I just realized your address might have been visible there, and I apologize if it was. So, we've still got these like soup crackers that every now and then I just eat a couple handfuls. Let's see, from you, still got some coffee. There's still this one we haven't tried at all yet. Maybe that'll be one for me and Nick next week. I know there's this red wine cake is still very tempting. There's a can of sardines left that I definitely want to bust into. I think this one was from you as well. Well, yeah, we got, as you can see, we got some snackage to choose from week to week. I don't know, guys. Should I have some more crickets? I have some more crickets. There's not many left in here. Let's see. Just trying to get it to focus on that, not me. But, well, have a good one, Jeremiah. Thanks for coming by. All right, here we go. Dinner for me is some roasted crickets with lasagna flavoring. You can really taste the bug. Better than you would expect, honestly. And I know when I say these things I sound completely crazy, but end of the world. There's a lot of sentences I will say that start with those words. End of the world. At least I know, if I walked into some random little town and they're like selling crickets as food, cricket meals or cricket bars or just roasted crickets, I wouldn't have to hem and haw about it. I'd know I could eat them and enjoy them enough, and I'd go for it. With a little more salt, those would be something I eat on purpose once in a while. Speaking of salts, I was pretty amazed to see the MSG in that. Was it soup we were looking at? There was something in that that old civilian ration. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. I should put this somewhere closer to the camera so I stop looking in the wrong direction. So, yeah, there was something in there that had MSG. Sorry, zoning out. Zoning out. I wonder if I need to put anything else that's that big on these shelves, or if I should have a bunch of smaller ones here. Let's see if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If I do 8. Then I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This doesn't look like 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's, oh no, it is. It is. 5, 6, 7, 8. Then that would only leave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. Only leave 4. So if I do 6, can I get a box in there? Just gonna need to grab one. So I don't need this. Ooh, there it is. Oh, so graceful. So graceful. Come down 1. That's it. So this will be pretty much, yeah, that's as far as that'll go. And that'll be pretty much pushing it. So if I did go down by 1, and I guess I don't have to use every shelf, but that seems like a waste. I could squeeze this to 6. I could squeeze this to 6. Out there for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Has anybody got any good fringe conspiracy theories to share? I'm talking wholesome conspiracy theories. Like, anybody remember John Titor, or Teeter, the guy who claimed to be a time traveler and had all this documentation and plans and went into all these specifics about old computers, why they would save the world. Those are what I would consider, more wholesome conspiracy theories. Good old Area 51, something a little nonpartisan. Just yeah, John Teeter. Let's see. What the Food Friday? Fried cicadas. Interesting. Well, it's the right time of year, the right time of the century for those, I guess. I mean, develop a taste for them and then not be able to find them afterwards, though. I don't know. Could be a risk. All right, that'll be too tight. I mean, it'll work, but I don't think I'd want to actually store anything like that. So hardtack in there. So I'll go back up to a gap of 7. Okay. Last time sliding this box through. Okay, that's good. Oh. So if I have a gap of 7 there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Gap of 7 there. I'll put my last one right at the top. That sounds fine. 7. Oh, Smokey, I was saying earlier, it seemed like you liked that hot dog last night. Was I crazy? Those look good, especially when you put it on a bun. That just made it, you know, feel like, you know, you just went and picked it up. Oh, let's see, you guys came back with some good stuff. Let's see. The CIA managed to buy an Su-33 or a MiG-29 on the black market, and they test fluid at Area 51. Yeah, they did that. As far as I know, they actually did that one. Maybe not the CIA, but and maybe it was the CIA for all I know. But yeah, people supposedly even have some blurry pictures of Russian jets flying around, you know, the southwestern deserts, trying to figure out what they were or what they were capable of. Let's see. I mean, some stuff's getting less and less likely. Like, you know, Bigfoot would need to be hide and seek champion of all time at this point to stay off everybody's radar this well for this long. But aliens, you know, it's not like we've caught up so perfectly. I mean, there could still be, you know, UFOs that could plausibly be something actually visiting us. Who the heck knows? I don't have proof one way or another. I'm fine with that. Let's see, am I putting this on wrong? Yeah, by a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one and this one. How did I get it that far off? There. There we go. It's in. Oh, they crashed it. Snallygaster, Loch Ness Monster, Mothman. Snallygaster. Snallygaster. Spits acid. Eats children. I'm a big fan of carefully organizing stuff, so this is always a good precursor step. I've got a bunch of stuff down the hallway in my day job boss's office, where he gave me the ability to store it temporarily, and it'll be nice to get it back out of there and in a more organized fashion than before. Oh, now I remember something that I wanted to put on these bottom shelves. Those massive, massive, massive civil defense cases, the long ones. I might have to put the barrels right here. Just so I can put these cases down in there. In which case I probably wanted, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I have these civil defense biscuit cases that are this big, you know, that high, that deep. Weigh 44 pounds each, I think, which isn't really that much. But they're just crackers. Oh, I missed a number of them over here. Speaking of time machine design, it's a shame the original, H.G. Wells time machine worked perfectly, and unfortunately just looked so much like a washing machine the maid just left with it one day. Who knows where she ended up? Thought she was putting it on spin cycle and, ended up back with Napoleon. All right, couple more layers on this one. Where are we at? 6:15 already. Tesla had some crazy stuff going, for sure. There was talk that he had a working earthquake machine. No, it's still just talk. There's never been any good evidence that what he built, or that, the supposed safe plans that was seized, whether or not that existed. It'd be great if that stuff popped up someday, but so far it hasn't. Yeah, one of the things was supposedly an earthquake machine that didn't take a ton of power and wasn't very big. But you'd think if the government had the ability to liquefy buildings, they'd have been doing it for a while. Building all the ground layers first was definitely the right idea. I am glad I'm not standing and sitting, standing and sitting, standing and sitting. This is way better. Just get all that done. Stand up. Tab sticking out, but it's the top. Okay, got that whole one done. Well, cross member. You can see the curve of the floor, pretty apparent. That's all right. This one shelf would be a little less accessible, but still good enough. Oh, Doctor Who. I just looked down, I see Tom Baker. I'm like, are we talking about Doctor Who? There we go. Tom Baker was an excellent, excellent doctor. I liked Colin Baker a lot. No relation to Tom Baker. Different era. He had the patchwork coat with all the different question marks on it. The big blonde fro. But yeah, he was one of my favorites. The earlier doctors and the professor kind of doctor. And then, of course, the reboots were pretty darn good. They did a good job bringing that series back. Because it was so hokey in the beginning that, the bar was pretty low for resurrecting something. I mean, like, the writing was good, the plot lines were good, but the quality of production was, I was going to say very BBC, but some of it might have even been Channel 4. I don't even know if it was BBC or Channel 4 or who it was. And I know that people get all up in arms about there being a difference between BBC and Channel 4. Yeah, old Doctor Who enemies were mostly like, what they could find at the hardware store. Bolted together with some lights on it. Somebody built a really nice TARDIS and brought it to Burning Man one time. I never did get inside of it. I mean, I'm sure it was just a little hot box on the inside. It's not magic, but you never know. If there was such a thing, Burning Man might not be a bad place to try and blend in. Yeah, so in retrospect, these are the worst shelves, other than the fact that they're not made out of razor blades. They have those bendy tabs that are hard to put together. pop out of place very easily. Meanwhile, there are these lovely ones behind me that are just socket, just lift and drop into place. A little click at the end and gravity does the rest. Those are nice. That's why I banged out that set in no time now that I'm looking at it. This is line things up, tap them out, line them up, tap them out, undo them, do them again, tap them out. Honestly, I'm amazed. We're picking up viewers. We're increasing as this goes on, which doesn't make any sense to me. You guys are the best. It's just, at some point I should show you a ration or something again. This is just shelf time. Going with Smokey's theme from last night, talking about 90s stuff, since we're talking about science-y shows we liked. I was always a big fan of a couple 90s shows, Sliders and Sequest. If you haven't seen either, I think they hold up pretty well. I think they're worth the rewatch. Sliders is about a guy who makes a invention that inadvertently makes a portal through to a slightly different version of Earth, and then another slightly different version after that, and so on and so on, while they try to get home. It's kind of like Quantum Leap, but same time, same place, different planet, or different version of the planet, where one thing's different, or everything's different. That was always a good one. It explores all kinds of stuff. What if this happened? What if that happened? What if this one little thing was different? So, of course, there's what if the Russians won the Cold War? What if this? What if that? What if the Declaration of Independence was a subversive document and England still ruled? All kinds of good episodes. Sequest DSV, heck yeah. That's what it was. With Roy Scheider, the guy from 2010 and Odyssey 2, or from Jaws. Yeah, Jaws. He was the captain for the first 2 seasons of Sequest, and Michael Ironsides took over in the 3rd season. And when I was a kid, I was like, oh, I hate this guy. I hate everything about this. How dare they? And going back, it gets pretty good there. It gets cheesy, but he was a pretty good captain, I think. That season wasn't as bad as I thought when I was a kid. Only three years of that show, though. Blue Thunder. There was a fighter pilot sim by that name. Okay, I'm spacing these correctly. Nathan Hale Bridger is talking dolphin that they on again, off again, bothered with the subplot that the dolphin could psychically talk to O'Neill on the ship, but they use it once and they reference it a whole bunch up front, and then the episode they did it in, I think, was shown out of order, so it might have been shot pretty early. They did some of that showing out of order stuff, much to their failing. Brody gets killed at one point in, I want to say, season 2, and then they show him 1 or 2 more times later in the original air order, because they moved things around, and people were just like, what the heck is he doing here? He's dead. Is he not dead? It turned this whole thing into, maybe he survived and they edited it. We didn't. It was just shown out of order. Alright. One more layer on this one. Then we got just one more upper section and the shelves are built. Babylon 5. Oh, there you go. Babylon 5 is one of those very underrated sci-fi shows. It had a lower budget than Star Trek at the time. So Star Trek was like 87 to 94 was Next Generation, and then somewhere from a couple years before 94 to later in the 90s was Deep Space Nine, and then somewhere before Deep Space Nine ended, they started up Voyager. So there was always Star Trek to kind of take away viewership from Bab 5, which I get, you know. But Babylon 5 was just, you know, the story structure through the whole thing, you know, it was one big super continuing story, and it was really well done. And then the acting, while cheesy, like, it was so much more real. Like, the people, I don't know, the people were more believable as people than, you know, the perfect, or but almost more perfect Starfleet folks that, well, you know, the Enterprise has got the best of the best of the best, so I get that that's, you know, always kind of like a explaining factor there, but, yeah, you know what I mean. Like, Ivanovich and Mr. Garibaldi and all their back and forth, like, oh my god. And then, who's the main Centauri? I don't know, but that's a great show. If anybody hasn't seen Babylon 5, strap yourself in. It's worth the watch. It's 5 seasons and a bunch of movies that you'll want to know the order of those if you want to watch it all together. A Frenchman with a British accent. Oh, you mean Jean-Luc Picard. Mr. Garibaldi! Oh, and then there's the Narn. Can't forget the Narn. Do not thump the Book of Chiquan. I don't know. They paralleled to some real world stuff. They told a lot of good stories. They had a lot of good morals. They dealt with some harder topics. I liked Bab 5 quite a bit. '93 to '99 for DS9, '95 to '01 for Voyager. Oh wait, no, wait. '01 to '05 Enterprise. They overlapped a little bit too. Enterprise got the raw deal. Enterprise only got the 4 seasons, and you know, it's still I think Enterprise is my favorite. There's, you know, there's some ups and downs for sure, but overall, good show. Now I'm just looking at this and wondering, did I make too? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I can make bigger shelves for the next 2. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I only need to put 2 up here. Okay. So, grab these. Gotta find a little packet. Okay, these. That's Thankfully, there's never been a Scottish-Russian ship commander or sub-commander. Of course not. You know, they made that work so well. Just that little mouth zoom in and out. Ah, that's such a good movie. Hunt for Red October, I mean. There's a good silly board game, Red November, about being gnomes running a submarine and making all these decisions. I mean, you don't ever get to fight anyone. It's just trying to stay alive. As your sub breaks down and things catch on fire and, you know, holes open up and all that stuff. Yeah, I think with Enterprise, you know, they were just forming the Federation at the end, and I think there could have been quite a bit to go on for early Federation, but they did also rush that ending because they knew they were done. You know, in terms of having been put on the chopping block and only had the rest of their current season or whatever it was to wrap up. So, you know, hard decisions, but Scott Bakula was a pretty darn good captain in my opinion. People can like their captains. My grandfather, of all people, was just talking to me about wait, was it him? I think it was him, was talking to me about watching some Voyager and not hating it. Maybe it wasn't him. No, I don't think it was him. It was probably my brother. I think it was my brother who was talking to me about watching Voyager and not hating it. You know, and it's one that I haven't given really the opportunity to get better. I never made it all the way through season 1 with Voyager, but people swear by it that it gets a lot better and much more Star Trek. I mean, I got no problem with Janeway. Janeway is a good captain. From what I've seen, it was just the supporting cast was dumb. But I mean, like, there's always some of that. And if you watch the early seasons of any Star Trek, you got to get used to their dumb, quirky support folks that, you know, are there to make some demographic happy or whatever, like, you know, Wesley Crusher or something in the early stuff. Wasn't because they needed, you know, some brilliant kid on the ship or whatever. It was to get the teenage demographic to watch the show. You know, and I'm sure the awful folks, kitchen critters or whatever in Voyager have some purpose too. Or have some demographic that wants to watch them. As long as it's not furs. Alright, so if this is a shelf, and this is a shelf, and there's one in between, you got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22 rungs. So we'll do 10, 10, 2 in the middle. 6, 8, 10. Yeah, the only thing, you know, Kate Mulgrew, I don't know, she seemed very, very captainly. Like, you know, Star Trek captains have to be kind of hardened but wise, you know, and she seemed up to it. Sisko had a hard deal on the space station. You know, it's just whatever comes to him, he's got to deal with. And You know, I don't really have any Star Trek captains I don't like, except for Georgiou sucked. There was no point to her. And Chris Isaacs, captain, was pretty cool, but they just changed his entire character to change the plot line. So that was awful. You know. There. All right. That was pointless and dumb. You don't really get to run with that. And then I have no idea who the new captain is after that on Discovery, because I'm done with Discovery. That's a terrible show. I can't watch it anymore. I tried. It's just so dumb. And it thinks it's Star Trek. How does it think it's Star Trek? I mean, Lower Decks, the cartoon, is 10 times more Star Trek than Discovery. Just, oh, and then the awful Picard show. Don't get me started on that. Oh my God, Alex Kurtzman, please stop doing anything for Star Trek ever. Please just stop. Alex Kurtzman is just, oh my God. He has no idea what he's doing, and he's just ruining it. Anyway, sorry, you're getting to see like the Star Trek nerd side of me just kind of boil over. Give it back to Brandon Braga. He's not dead, you know? He was doing so well. And he's from Bozeman. Hence where First Contact happens. Hence the USS Bozeman and all that stuff. But I don't know. Lower Decks is funny. I like it. It's a silly, dumb Star Trek cartoon. I mean, it's definitely got some of the same tropes we're just going to have to deal with for a while in the world, but at large. But, you know, it's silly. It doesn't take itself insanely seriously. Doesn't need to make everybody feel bad about everything they've ever done wrong in life. Like Discovery. Oh my God, Discovery's so bad. And the concept of, like, let's follow somebody that's not the captain, I don't have a problem with that. Michael Burnham's an interesting enough character from the start, but, like, do they have to, like, check every single box with the we don't care if you like it or not, you know, just tropes? Q is back next season in Discovery. Who cares? Sorry, if it's Discovery, who cares? I'm not watching. I'm done. I didn't watch season 3. I couldn't make it all the way through season 2. I'm not going back. It's not. I mean, just everything about the Klingon subplot is just terrible. It's just, oh my God. So, what's his name? The actor that plays Q. He can't save that show. Picard. Next season. How is there another season of Picard? Did that leave itself open for another season? I thought it was a 10-part god awful terrible miniseries. Oh God. All right. It is what it is. I don't have to like it. It's got its own generation of fans. I'm an old man yelling at clouds. I understand. I wanted so much more from that Picard show. I had some high hopes there. The Orville's funny. John Delancey, that's who it was. My brain kept saying John DeLuca, and I'm like, that's not right. Who the heck's John DeLuca, if that is a person? The Orville's pretty darn funny. I haven't watched a lot of it, but what I saw, I very much found sensible. I mean, had a sensible chuckle. And I kind of got burned out on Seth MacFarlane early on in his whole, like, let's make every show under the sun at once thing. Like, come on. Did he really need to have, like, 4 or 5 shows on TV at the same time? Yeah, but, you know, I did catch at least, I think the whole first season, and I liked it quite a bit. I forget to pick shows back up, you know, and then for some reason, got all these weird hobbies that, you know, I don't watch as much TV because it's like I'm hanging out in the basement building shelves somewhere instead. Sorry for all the banging noise. I know this is going to be a loud one. But here we are. The top of the last shelf going on. I don't see any missing parts. So just going to put these little caps on the top so I don't rip things up that I put up on the top shelf. And then we're good. Oh, I just cut myself. Not bad. Not a bad cut. Oh my god, the awful Riker and Troy cameo in the middle of Picard. What was any of that for? What was that for? Why? And then they just make up that ridiculous maneuver. I mean, all these things that, like, these writers think they're being so clever, you know, because they're just screenwriting without, like, having any real concept of, you know, the decades of show that built into something, or the movies that led to stuff, like the Star Wars, where it's like, oh, we're gonna go to hyperspace and tear a ship in half. Yeah, like no one ever thought of that. Like that, like there's no way. Yeah, like there wouldn't be kamikaze drone piloted ships whose only purpose are to like go to hyperspace and tear entire battle cruisers apart and go right through all their shielding. Robert Picardo is a national treasure. That man is a no, I don't know. He's interesting. The Doctor. Now the Doctor from Enterprise, Dr. Phlox. I can't think of the guy who plays him, but oh, Kaylin, have you been having the like end of the world rain? Because oh my God, I've been through some storms in the last week that you know, it's like it brings you to a standstill on the highway. Can't drive, can't see anything. All right, Corey, I think it's about time. John Billingsley, got it. Let's see. Here we go. Whew. All right. Space Above and Beyond. I never checked that one out. I've heard that one before. All right. Let me bring the other camera over here. Just going to use this shelf and whatever light we've got. There's dust on everything. I wonder why. Oh, hey, Tim Riley. I didn't catch you when you jumped in. All right, Corey, better still be there. You were there like 5 minutes ago. Yeah, no, it doesn't seem like the places that really need a ton of rain are getting a ton of rain, so that stinks. Corey acknowledges time to eat these. Or are you waiting for your day 18,500? Why'd you have to tell me that? Stargate SG-1. I only caught
bits and pieces over the years. I never sat down and watched all of it. I went back and I made it through season like 4. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I watched all of Stargate Universe. I never saw any Stargate Atlantis, not a single one. And I think that's it, right? There's those 3 Stargates. The movie I've seen a million times. Stargate, just the movie. Curious Pete watched Japanese space cartoons in the 70s into the 90s. Well, my computer's name is IQ9, and my computer before that was WildStar. So, name that 70s, 80s cartoon. Sure you can. Corey, dagnabbit, come on. Chose the wrong moment to pass out. Poor guy, if he made it all the way up to, see, last thing he said when I made some derogatory joke about furries. So, wasn't that long ago. Well, what else could I move around in here in the meantime? Oh, okay. 3 times now you say you're here. It's not coming through in the chat that I'm watching. No, the very last thing you said was the furries thing. So, sorry. If anybody else sees them. Yeah, now I see you. That's the first time. Is the 3. Yep, you're right. You're right, Robert. If you call my company and get put on hold, you get the Star Blazers theme song. All right, here we go. Ooh, that was good. No, wait, am I on Top Chat? I am on Top Chat. Oh, have I been doing this wrong this whole time? Oh, I'm doing this wrong. Oh, why would I do that? Oh my God, this is like blocking out things that people have been sending. I'm so bad at this. Yeah, I turned it from Top Chat to Live Chat, and you have been saying stuff. I'm the worst. Okay. All right. All right. So here we go. Opening this up. I don't have a separate smooth edge can opener for the office, or I would have given that a shot. But thankfully, this is one I have 20 of. So, of this same exact date. So this is quite all right in my book to pop open. Yeah, chat's delayed, and it doesn't help when I hide apparently a portion of it. I mean, and it was hiding stuff that was like directly at Ration Museum. That's the worst. I'll live and learn. I'm a year in, and I'm just learning that one. Almost 130 or something hours of streaming so far, I think. Ooh. All right. I think this one's going to be all right. Paper towel. Getting that smell of vanilla. So, what we've got here is pound cake packed by the Morton House Kitchens of Nebraska City, Nebraska. So this was packed on the 27th of October, 1970. According to Corey, and I haven't done the math to check, that makes this 18,499 days old. This one is a little smaller than the last one I ate, so it's shrunken a bit, maybe, but look at that. I mean, that paper is in perfect shape, just peels right back. That looks good. So, the last time I tore one of these open on stream, it was from 1955, and it was very, very dark. This is 50. 50 going on 51. 1970 to 2020. I had one just after its 50th birthday. It looks like a corn muffin. Yes, it does. No corn in these. Sugar, flour, shortening, eggs, egg yolk, salt, and artificial vanilla. I'm so damn lucky, guys. I get to do this kind of stuff. I really like, sharing it with you. And this whole case of case of cakes that I got, who was lucky enough to get like 20 of these pound cakes with perfect seals on them. They're all pulled in tight. When you crack them, they pop outwards noticeably, and they're all good. I mean, don't get me wrong. There is rancidity going on here. Just the tiniest bit of the oils on the outside of the cake itself. You can feel it under the edges of your tongue. But this is soft. This is tasty. Like this is an enjoyable piece of food. And at the same time, over in England, probably killed Corey. Oh, you mean the tiny twinge of dryness? You can rinse that out of your mouth. It's fine. Won't mess up your stomach. This is the third of these that I've eaten. Totally fine. Oh, look at that. Oh, sorry about the wobbly camera again. Please tell me it wasn't that bad. I can tell you, this is about as good as it's gonna get for finding a 50-plus-year-old pound cake. I can't imagine finding one in better shape than this. The repro guy, Wayne Brady. I just love that's his name. Oh man. Yeah, it's that. Yeah, Corey, it's so the oxidized oil on just the very surface of it, you'll feel it in the corners of your mouth, at the bottom, like under your tongue in the back, and it'll make it feel drier than the food actually is. The can itself is in really good shape. You're right, Pete. Like I said, I was lucky. I don't even remember what when it was, but I picked up just an auction where it was like just a whole bunch of them, and I think it worked out to like $1 a piece or less. I don't even remember. Sometimes some of these things are just ate the metal. Well, if you open from the bottom, any metal should have stayed on the outside of the wrapper, and when you flipped it around, I don't know. Did you open from the bottom or the top, Corey? It'll survive. A little metal. Plenty of people ate this metal. Plenty of people ate this paint. And only some of them are crazy. Man, oh man. Okay. Did some mail call, ate some random stuff, and built some shelves. I know it wasn't the most exciting stream we've ever had, but hey, 1 year in, this is what we're still doing, is trying to do our best to make what we have accessible and, make a better record of what's here so that we know what to focus on in terms of building the collection. And so that when people need examples of things or when people need to ask me a question about something we have that other people don't, it's not oh yeah, at some point let me figure out where that is for you. It's just, no, I'll check the spreadsheet, I'll go to that box, I'll open it up, I'll check it for you, or I'll check what box on the spreadsheet and then I'll bring up all the pictures of that box and send you the pictures. Whatever it happens to be, we're dramatically better prepared to share with people with a setup like this. And so now with this room, with all these with all these shelves in here, this really is just an archive room, and it's pretty exciting in and of itself to just have a room this size just put together, all shelves. Let me just walk you through it real quick. Just take this off here. So we've got, I've tarped up this whole center block just for safety's sake. It's all shelves full of stuff underneath, but you've got all this stuff along the outer edge, rows and rows and rows of boxes there. You've got all this stuff along these, tons of those polymeric tray meals, got all that compost stuff. We got most of the larger multi-man meals over here. We got this. This is a case of hot dogs. Great big case of hot dogs from 1971. Or wait, or no, from 1966. Yeah, these are hot dogs from 1966. They're from June of 66. So 666 hot dogs for anybody that comes out at some point when we have like a larger get together. We're gonna cook some of those. I got like 50 pounds of those. And then this is the section we just built. It will be a nice little space for some more stuff. But it's a pretty big place. I got a ton of stuff down the hall, like I said, stored, so you're not seeing a big chunk of what goes in here. This is making my gums swell, says Corey. Look, I guess this is the one time I can't say, like, I didn't tell you to eat it because I told you to eat it. Don't die. Just don't die. It'll be fine. Look, I just ate it. Same thing. Come on. Drink some water. Making the sides of your mouth hurt when you move your tongue. Yes, that's what it's going to do. But that will go away within a couple minutes when you finish eating it. Take a swig or two of water. That's that, like, astringent feel at the base of the back of your tongue. Kind of makes it feel like, like rough, like it's stuck, but it's not. It's just like, I don't know, it's pulling the water from the surface. DSM. Where is that, Tim? I'm trying to think of what that's short for. It's like Dallas, no. DSM. Des Moines. Oh, gotcha. Out here we have a couple places that, like there's one place, it's spelled Versailles. It's spelled Versailles, like the Treaty of Versailles. Everyone in that town calls it Versailles, period. Versailles, Pennsylvania. Right above that is Dubois, or like Dubois. And that everybody says Dubois. Everybody in that town. You driving through and listening to the radio,
Like, come on down to the Du Bois something or other. It's like, okay. Yeah, well, Versailles and Du Bois. Yeah, that's what they say out here for their own towns. And they're like, no, we fully understand there's a town called Versailles, France, or whatever. But we say Versailles. Okay, you can do whatever you want. I'll found a town and give it a name that somebody else has used just to pronounce it differently. I understand. Someone 100 years ago was being a pretty good troll. Good for them. The Versailles or Versailles, Kentucky William Shatner Horse Farm. That's a lot to process right there. Does it have anything to do with Shatner, or is it like horse racing where they just throw names into things? Corey, don't die. Better not be dying over there. Oh, long day. Hurts real bad. Well, you can now say you've eaten something more than 50 years old. It hurts real bad. Bah. It didn't have any like marks or blackness or anything weird on it, right? It looked right. It smelled right. It's just hurting your mouth. It hurts your mouth. Fine. I don't know. Maybe I've got more experience eating old stuff. Maybe. I mean, I do, but all right. I'm gonna wrap it up there. I honestly just really appreciate you guys a ton for keeping me going on this for a year. It's been, I think, the most progress I've ever made towards the museum actually getting somewhere. And I'm not kidding myself. It's not going to be up and running, doors open, people all over the place in another year. There's a lot, and as long as I just keep making progress and sharing what I got, and we get stuff online and people can come visit, and we do something that people can benefit from, then I'm not stuck to a timeline, and I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm just going to keep enjoying the journey and enjoying it with you guys. So, Kaylin, you going live in an hour? Is that when you're on? 8 o'clock Eastern? Either way, everybody check out Kaylin Strain's channel, and she'll be doing a review there tonight. Everybody remember to check out Old Smokey. Most of you hear from him, but if you're not, and anybody else that wants to shout out their own channel, feel free to do so. I'll wait a minute. Rachel, thanks so much. I'm happy you guys, get something out of this too, because this is a lot of fun, and it's the kind of work I'm happy to do. Like I never end one of these days thinking like I'm soul drained. I just sometimes end up physically tired. Always happier at the end than I am at the start. So that's pretty good. Whew, lantern light and hotspot. Oh wow, I hope it goes well. I was just watching something on hurricane lanterns the other day. All right, good 4 hours, everybody. I'm I'm very appreciative of all the tomato pie. What's Conshohocken, man? Conshohocken. There's something. What happened? Did you just not have cheese? Okay. Before I go down that, thanks again, everybody. 1 year of streams, 45 episodes, over 100 hours of sharing the museum's interior with you guys. And I look forward to another year of this. And, we'll keep making progress together. So until next week, I will be back next week. So until then, stay rational.